also known as Just Run It, and this is episode 285.
Awesome.
The last one in September 2020.
Okay.
September, going that way. October's coming at us.
Right? All things Halloween.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely, we were getting like 80s last week, I think, when we podcasted, and it's definitely been more seasonal appropriate.
Yep.
Yeah. Lots of leaves changing colors around me. I posted the other day about fallfetti, which is those really little leaves that fall off of the trees that are colorful, and it just looks like there's funfetti or confetti being everywhere. But yeah, that means October. Whew.
I know. September, I saw a meme that said September was 2 hours ago, right? It was like the whole month was like whoosh gone.
Yeah, it seemed surreal to me that we just had Hohi, right? Like that was so far out in the future.
Right.
Hohi Day was like, is come and gone.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So much fun. She has such a great story, so courageous, so inspiring. I'd heard bits and pieces of it, but I felt like we really got to dive in and talk to her about things. I really enjoyed the new studio space tour. So yeah, if you're not already a paid ZKN member, we recorded it, and there's a members only past presentations section that you would get access to if you're interested, or you missed it. So make sure that you go out and check that out if you're interested. I threw on my breathing space today, which is not by her, but I was inspired. I was like, hey, the interpretations, I can't remember what number it was. They're on 7. I knit that top. And I haven't worn that in a really long time. Man, did I have to dig in my closet. Again, need to organize.
This is a Vera pattern, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, breathing space, I believe. So lots of really fun stripes on the
interpretation excitement sweater.
Yes, well, just in general, like adjacent, Hohi adjacent sweater.
Yeah, okay.
It's a good length. Anyway, that's not why we're here.
No.
Talk about my sweater. We've got some administrati.
Yes.
So we wanted to remind folks that the Everlasting KL, which has been going on for the last 2 months, get your FOs, pictures posted, because we've got prizes. Such a fun little sock bag from the Silver Shed USA with the little toesies in a psychedelic print.
Yeah, you can see, just in case you couldn't see when I was holding it back here.
Yeah.
Those are the picture from the
toes. Yeah. So much fun. So we've got those to give away, and we've got some self-striping to give away, which is super exciting. So yes, get your FOs in. The Hohi KAL is going on through the end of November, and that's with her group, the Hohi Fall KAL, and then as well as our group, so you can double dip. But there's also coming up, we've got Socktober. So we're gonna have a KAL, in October here with socks. I always enjoy knitting socks when there gets to be a little bit of crisp in the air.
I just recently cast on some socks for the pigskin party. So I wonder, do whips count?
That's what I asserted. Yes, I said, finish those whips. Yeah. Okay. I know that you struggle with your little 3, right? With trying to fit them into KALs. And I was like, absolutely. If Amy's got socks on the needles, let's, I of course don't, me and my pseudo-monogamy. I've been a lot more.
Right. You've been, it's been kind of strange, right?
Yeah.
Who is this woman?
I don't know. It's my evil twin. And so, October, I'm so excited about it. I'm planning, I have a couple of not available yet for Ravelry sock patterns that were part of Knit Crate that are going to end up on Ravelry, and I plan on having a discount. And if there are any other designers out there that want to join our Socktober KAL and offer up some awesome discounts. I think people are excited about knitting some socks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited, but at the same time, or for new patterns, but I was just thinking about revisiting swing left, because when I knit swing left, I knit them on Lola Bean yarn, and I still have the original, the Annie
Little skein.
Little skein, yes, sorry, Little skein Annie skeins that I bought when the pattern came out. So I'm like, oh, maybe I should go grab those and start cast off.
Yeah, one of them's that really pretty blue, right?
Yes, yes. I got both. I got one of each. But
same,
yes.
same. I did as well. I did as well. And then in addition to Socktober, just wanted to let folks know that we're shipping out the ZKN goodies this week. So in addition to the pin and patch, there may be
is it? Oh, no. Nope.
There it is. I see it on the hoagie bag. How fun. How fun. So yeah, in addition to the pin and patch, maybe a little bit of a surprise in there for folks. So that's exciting. And yeah, that's about it. I think I've got a couple of prizes, the hoagie bags that I haven't shipped out yet. And I apologize. So if you were a winner of one of those are going this week. I'll get all of the things shipped. All of the things are shipping. So yeah, we've got a couple of people saying hello. I wanted to say hello back. So we got Randy and Silver D and Sarah and Claire and Angie and Nikki and Courtney and Pat and Cheryl and Yumi Yarns. Whew.
This is like a romper room.
Yeah,
is that when it's?
So they're all saying hello. It's rude not to say hello back. But I believe, Courtney, this is when you were dyeing yarn. This green is your green. So super exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah, so, and then just a brief, like if I were on like a live show, right? Like if we were on the Today Show or whatever, and we're in the crowd and holding up signs, happy birthday, Susan. Susan is no longer in the same, 40s bracket as I am.
Oh,
big birthday. She's out traveling, but if she's watching this, happy birthday to you, Susan. So
okay. We're ready for FOs. Any more administrating?
I think that we are administrated out.
Okay. I know that was a lot. But speaking of socks and Socktober, I have gotten to the part where I Kitchener the toe on my Gimli socks.
Oh, those are so gorgeous.
So I wanted to show all their beautiful twisted stitches cables. And that's why they took so long, I think, is, knitting through that back loop on everything and purling when you're not doing that is time consuming. But there's the full sock. And then as proof that I haven't actually finished them, here's the toe.
It could have all just been like stage magic, Amy. You could have been like, and reached down and pulled the same one up.
That's true. Stage magic, yeah.
But yes, those are gorgeous. So Gimli socks, you've been working on those for a good long bit.
Yeah, because I mean, they took a lot of focus when I first started them, and they were supposed to be for Matt, my husband. But then when I tried them on, those slips and the twisted cables just made it suck in, so they only fit me. Oh
darn.
But I did cut the yarn, so I feel like that's official, right? There's no more knitting. The yarn's gone.
You're a good graft away.
Yeah, a good graft and a few
GGA, good graft away. Yep.
But I wanted to also, I got the Kimasu shrug, and it just means shrug.
Yeah.
So like this word means shrug.
Oh, so it's the shrug.
It's the shrug. Okay. I think that's explained in the first little bit. But anyway, So there's a lot of instructions in here that if I had read them before I got started, I probably would have not started. The last one, the last one in
That's
here.
an advocating for not reading ahead in the back.
Right. So it says so trim your ends, blah, blah, blah. Due to the slippery nature of this yarn, the ends will work themselves out with wear and wash. To prevent this, in a neutral color and sewing thread, sew an overstitch on each yarn end. What? So this thing is, like it's carried through, but there are a lot of ends in here. And if I have to overstitch after I've woven them in, this is done for now. I am not going to go back and do this right now. Because as soon as I read that, I was like, oh, hot damn, no. It's like so mad.
Yeah. Well, you could wear it and risk it, right?
There's
you
more.
Could be like, am I unraveling?
It's true. And maybe next summer, if we're out and about in a knitty environment, maybe I'll try that. But for now, I'm like, oh, heck no. Because again, once you weave them in, it's kind of hard to find them until they start poking out, right? So it would be weave in and then tack it down, weave in and then tack it down. Like this process sounds tedious. I'm not looking forward to it. And I've noticed them looking at the wrong side of my phone for the camera when I want to say hi to the people. But sorry, I should have twisted my camera. But yes, those are my 2 FOs, if you can even count them that, because ends have not been woven in and there's a lot going on. But the yarns are not on needles, they are done. And what did I want to say? Oh, I have a lot of great things that I've been working on since then. So much joy in the Wix.
Yeah. Yep.
company.
And with the way that we've kind of rolled all of this out, we don't have FOs again for another month, right? So
right.
Good to show the socks before they get started getting worn and disappear.
Right. Before they get put in with the rest of the socks. Yeah.
Yep. My stuff I feel like I've talked about as a whip or as a favorite thing. So I don't want to over talk up some of these things, but I know that not everybody watches every episode either. So this is for the Hohi Fall KAL, her staple linen tank. I'm trying to see if I can get the color to be true. This is a spun right round, like super variegated colorway, held with a strand of Lindy chain from Knit Picks. And I just absolutely love how that marl turned out. I think at some point you get a little bit more white flecks because I switched skeins. So I had I had 2 skeins and I just barely dipped into the last. But I figured while I was marling, I wasn't going to alternate. That was just one more strand to get all bundled up. And I've decided to leave this a tank. I was briefly thinking about putting some sleeves on it. But I think the warm weather that happened directly after I made the statement of like, oh, it might be nice to have some sleeves. Made me go, nah, I'm done.
Yep.
So yeah, it was a super great pattern, super straightforward. After, you kind of get past some of the shoulder shaping up here. So it's top down, which I really liked, rather than working it bottom up and going the opposite direction. There's a little bit of finishing on the neckline. And yeah, no sleeves makes it feel like a total zoom project.
Awesome.
That and the marl was just so like, oh, what is this row going to look like? Oh, what is this row going to look like? And it's a nice weight. It's not too heavy. And it's not too lightweight, and it has a lot of stretch.
Cool.
That wool with the linen definitely works its woolly magic. I feel like linen, it's got a little bit of stretch, but in general, it's not as stretchy. So yeah. So that is the staple linen, and I finished just in time for Hohi Day. My super simple summer sweater. Which are totally Megan color. these
Right.
these colors. Every time I look at them, I'm like, that green, oh, that blue. But it's true to form. It is super simple. I bought the smallest kit, which was a skein cocaine kit with her wanted worsted. And I was at the end working these, so it's got a side flap here. I was working these side flaps. Well, I guess I covered it not here, but in our Hohi show and tell or show and share. I was working the sleeves to make sure that I could make the body as long as I possibly did. So I actually
Yeah.
could. So I actually got to like right here. And then I picked up and did both of the sleeves in tandem.
Hmm.
So, and then got to the bottom, and this is all there was of that blue. I was working these in tandem until like I got to like, I think on one of them, I was like, I had like this much with at the end of the bind off, and it was still connected, right? Because I was working both ends of that one skein. And so I was like, and then you pull and snip it with that little section and pull it through and pull it through. So yeah.
That's yarn chicken if I ever heard.
Well, it was a smart yarn chicken. It was educated yarn chicken. I wasn't like knitting fast to try to see, if I could make it even. I was making them even as I was using the
Running
most
around.
I possibly could. But it's a great fit. I could see knitting this out of just a single yarn. I've seen a lot of them where like each of these stripes, like there's just one main color, and then each of these larger stripes is a different color, right? So you could make it super scrappy.
Yeah.
Um, and then we saw in our thing a preview of
Yeah.
another one that she's got coming out that's lace and stripes that's a similar shape. So I may have been enabled
Right.
to do that
I
one.
was I was gonna say that, you were worried a little bit about your audio, and it felt like anytime you went further and closer with your sweaters, it
Oh, okay.
changed drastically.
Okay. So maybe when I'm leaning back or the sweater's in between me and the
Yes.
microphone. Okay.
I think
So
it might have been the sweater more than the leaning back, but
okay.
I'm not
Okay.
sure.
Did you miss anything?
No,
I said a
I
lot.
didn't. Hopefully the audience didn't. I caught it all. I was just saying you got a little bit more,
Okay. But good.
quieter
Thank
when
you.
you were
Thank you for the feedback, because I've got something huge to hold up right now.
okay.
Maybe I should shut my mouth while I'm doing.
If you want them to hear you.
Yeah. So if you are knitting the Garden Variety MKAL and you do not want any spoilers, I finished mine. I have quite a bit of yarn left over. I think the Northern Bee kit included more than like the mini skeins that were in the Miss Babs were like an odd yardage. So I think I may have gotten like 50 of each of the contrast colors. So I might do something fun like cast on a cowl or a hat, or maybe even like make a mini one of these with the leftovers, because I've got um, a pretty substantial amount left over. Um, but this has not been blocked. If I were going to do like I did with my children on previous shawls and measure, I may have to have two children on top of each other or measure it against me, because I
They've
believe,
gotten taller, so that's
yeah,
crazy.
and they have got right. Um, so I'm going to quit talking. When I start talking again, it will no longer be visible. How about that for
Yeah.
anybody that is looking away starting now?
It just keeps going and going. It's still going. Wow.
Okay, now I'm talking again. But yes, it's was so much fun. I really enjoyed all of the motifs. Don't want to give too much away, but using all of those colors, I think I would have used or would not have enjoyed it as much if I hadn't figured out the weave and Steven, which I mentioned last time. Because that really helped at the end. I mean, again, after each glue, I really went back and made sure that all of the ends were cleaned up. So that helps as well. You don't just wait until the very end and have 5 million ends to weave in. Did you have that on your top, Amy? Did you wait until the very end to weave in all those in?
Yeah, I did. But this is I don't know. It was mostly carried through on the main panel. So it wasn't
Okay.
a lot of strings. It was just that
Mhm.
when you're putting it all together, it's like, oh, 10 of them ended up in this one area.
Yeah. And I was holding the right side to you, right? I just realized that.
I couldn't tell.
I think with the way that it's laying in front of me, I was holding the right side towards you. But yes, super fun shape, super fun stitch motifs. Absolutely loved them. There were some sections where I was like, wow, I've been doing this for a while, but I knew that we were trying to maximize the usage of the
Minis.
those mini skeins. And I think Lisa put on a really great MKAL. I know that she's got a couple more weeks where people can wrap up the clues. And okay, we've got confirmation. People are saying that I was holding the right side.
Okay, good.
Thank you, audience participation for the win. And so that you don't have to sit through me doing that again. But yeah, no, it was great. I had a lot of fun. It's definitely made September interesting and given me a little bit of something to do again, spread over rather than just like getting it done, right? Very Megan metering things. So, but yeah, it was, and I absolutely love the colors. Again, I'm not going to hold them up because I don't want to say spoilers. But that yak just glows. The only thing, my kit, the order in which I chose the colors, some of the mosaic, the second mosaic looks really good, but the original mosaic, I think it looks pretty, but it doesn't pop like I've seen people's finished object photos or in progress spoiler photos. So yeah, got lots of plans for socks in October and lots of designs, and I cast on my Japan sleeves, which has been a lot of fun with Mitchell's Creations and highly variegated. So still super excited by what I'm knitting.
I have some test knits, I have my Hohi stuff, and then just some nice stripy socks that I've been excited to get started with. And so I didn't do a very good job this month of the keeping things, 3 out, 1 in. But they are just hats and partial test knits. So I should be able to get them done fairly quickly and then back to my 3. Because I think I'm only down to 1 more grouping and then I'm done. Other than scrap blankets, I'm not counting those.
Yeah.
So
all right, so we made everybody wait. You were mentioning, I was mentioning socks, you were mentioning self-striping, and I was like, that's right, we've got to draw our winner for the 716 knit advent kit. Yay, yeah, so it's going to be like the wheel of winniness. But on October 1st, 716 Knit Jenna, which has been a huge supporter of our podcast, and ZK and now the Zombie Knitting Network is going to do her first Advent kit, which is super excited. I will be there with bells on October 1st to grab one. But she gave us one to give away.
Yay.
Yay. And so the entry deadline was before we started podcasting. And she's going to send one of those kits to you for us and obviously for you, but she gave it to the ZKN to give away. So super excited. Retail price is $95 plus shipping and handling. It's going to be a mix of fingering weight bases, holiday themed, 25, 10 ground mini skeins. So one a day until Christmas starting on December 1st. So again, the order is on October 1st, and I believe she's got in there shipping out in early November. And if you know Jenna, it'll be shipping out in early November. I feel like everybody on the ZK orders for this year had shipping notices like within hours of her update. So I'm going to scroll and you're going to tell me when to stop. All right, we've got PK Jewelry. And her favorite 716, so it's Pat, her 716
Pat?
favorite is that girl makes Godot look punctual. That's her favorite colorway.
Did I get her name wrong? I'm sorry.
What did you say?
I said Pam.
It is, I'm sorry, you're right.
Okay.
I don't know why I said Pat, maybe because I'm looking at Looney Hiker
Yeah, okay.
on the side. Yes,
Sorry.
it's Pam. Goodness.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll be reaching out to you to confirm the win and get the shipping instructions to Jenna. And thank you so much again to Jenna and anybody that's interested in an awesome Advent kit.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good deal. You said 95 and you get 25.
Yep. 10
Nice.
grams. And it sounds like there's some other goodies in there as well. So,
very cool.
Yes. So one of a kind, even some hand spun.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I wonder if Gabby's gonna have to come in and help her.
Yep.
I'll just say, okay, if Gabby's over doing something else, she has to touch mine. Put some Gabbiness in it.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
So congratulations, Pam. And again, thank you, Jenna. And yeah, this has been another exciting episode of Woo!
Okay. Bye.
Bye, Ufta.